So today I have one question for you. How large is your attack surface? So today's video, we will cover what attack surface is and how you can reduce it, just using basic techniques. Hi everybody, my name is John and I'm your crypto security advisor. So what is an attack surface? Plain and simple, an attack surface is the amount of surface that you have that an attacker can attack you with. So the first way that we look at this is looking at the various devices that we have. So oftentimes we'll have various phones, sometimes we'll have multiple phones, we'll have desktops, we'll have laptops, we'll even have servers for the technical folks of us, but we can also expand that into more the digital space. Say, okay, what kind of social media profiles do we have? What kind of accounts do we have online? What kind of browsers do we use? What kind of websites do we visit on a regular or irregular basis? And all of this defines our attack surface. And so the more accounts we have, the more devices we have, the more websites we visit, the more browsers we use, more applications we have, on and on and on, the more we have to protect. And as we grow that attack surface, all it takes for an attacker is just one vulnerability on one of those surfaces, on one of those devices, on one of those applications, on one of those accounts. And so how do we reduce our attack surface? Well, as you might expect, we reduce the number of devices we use. We reduce the number of accounts we have. We reduce the number of websites we visit. And we reduce the number of applications we have on our phones and on our trusty devices. And so that's, I would say, 80-90% of the way to reducing our attack surface. Now, if we want to get really technical, we can look at what's called device hardening. And so oftentimes when we buy a brand new device out of the box, especially when it comes to Windows devices, sorry Microsoft, but you're very guilty of this. These devices are insecure by default. And so what we have to do is we have to actually go into the configurations and turn off all of these unnecessary services. Plain and simple, good example would be Cortana. I don't know anybody who uses Cortana on a Windows device. So we go inside the configurations and we disable that thing. We can't uninstall it, unfortunately, but we can disable it. Likewise, there's a lot of ports and services that are open on a more technical level. On the various phones that we use and laptops as well. Phones, it's kind of a manual process and it kind of depends on what type of phone you use. So I would highly recommend that you go into the settings and just go line by line, item by item, and turn off the services that you do not use. In terms of laptops, especially Windows machines, you can actually run what's called a device hardening script. And so you got to be very careful. There's one caveat to this, is that unless you are a coder, I would not do this. Because you have to review every single piece of code that is in that script to make sure that you are not disabling essential services for yourself. So I did that for my company and it works quite well. And so I do that for all my machines moving forward. It disables so many ports, so many services, it's called bloatware. Items that you don't use on a regular basis and just don't necessarily need to be on your system to begin with. It gets rid of all of that junk. And actually, not only is it, you can run it on your system, and not only does it secure your system, but it actually makes it faster. I found it made my machine about 20% faster just by doing that. So do your own research, do your own work, right? Google search how to run hardening scripts, how to secure your devices from various configurations. And then I would also look at your social media profiles, get rid of any social media applications that you are not using on a regular basis, or just close that account entirely. I'd also extend that to any other accounts that you have online that you are not using. Just go one by one and do your best to figure out, okay, is this something that I'm using right now, or is this something that I can completely trash? And by doing all of this, you reduce your attack surface. And so the possibility or probability of an attack happening substantially lessens. The impact might be the same, unfortunately, but the possibility reduces. And so that is another way we can secure our crypto, is by reducing our attack surface. So anyways, hope this was useful, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.